From Hawke's Bay, that's all ahead. 3 Sport, Chic Quattro Arena.
There are just 2 rounds to go in the Parker NZ Rally Championship, and 3 drivers have emerged in the fight for the crown. Chris West is defending his 2004 title, but he's only had 2 wins from the 8-point scoring legs of the rallies so far.
4 right plus, tightens to 2 right.
Comfortable with the car, and we've had 2 really good days in testing, and it was more to just fine-tune the car and get confidence is the big thing. Confident, happy with the car, and obviously you can push, and hopefully the times will be there at the end of the day.
Mark Tapper holds the hopes of Mitsubishi after a promising win in Rally New Zealand, but a crash in round 3 punished his point scoring.
I don't have any option if I want to be in with a chance for the championship other than winning the next 2 events, and sort of relying on both Richard and Chris having a problem at one of the next 2 events. So it's probably out of my hands what happens with them, so I'm going to concentrate on ensuring I win both the rallies.
After missing round 1, Richard Mason has been the flyer with 4 wins and 2 seconds in his Subaru.
I think we've got to keep an eye on what everyone else is up to, mainly Westy and Mark. And just see where we are. And obviously, every rally we go to, we try our absolute best anyway. So, we're obviously going to be going for the win.
Now it's to the Hawke's Bay for round 5, a single-day sprint of 6 stages, double points up for grabs. So one thing's for sure, any mistake on this rally will cost the championship title.
Yes, it's the 5th round of the Parker NZ Rally Champs, the Rally of Hawke's Bay. The rally starts behind me in the Art Deco city of New Zealand, Napier, at the world-famous rugby ground, McLean Park. But most of the action happens 90 minutes north of here, based around the historic township of Wairoa.
Yes, this is the rugged east coast town of Wairoa, famous for its lighthouse. Used to be a very busy port in the old days. It's got a beautiful river that goes right through the town. But today, it's the rally cars who have come to town, and they've taken it over as the service park for the Bayswater Rally of Hawke's Bay. After a ceremonial send-off at McLean Park in Napier, competitors headed to Wairoa for the second start, 8 a.m. Saturday morning. Perfect conditions at the start of stage 1, but for Chris West, the possibility of the roads being thick with gravel. Being first on the roads has the disadvantage when the gravel is still loose on top of the road surface. Halfway point in the stage, West crosses the split time. It's 5 minutes 25. Back at the start, Richard Mason. Could he once again take the lead in a rally in what's been a dream run for him this year, running 205 wide Dunlops, so he's confident of good road conditions. Approaching the split time. He's got to beat 5:25. And yes, he's already 6.5 seconds quicker to this point. Westy really trying hard here.
And 4 right minus long, 30.
So Chris West crosses the line, 10 minutes 55.4 seconds. Has he made up that lost time?
Chris, we had Richard 6.5 seconds up on you at the split.
Yeah, I can understand that. The car's good, it's fantastic, it's just me. I've just got to get confident with it and know that it's going to work right, so just got to give it some time.
Mark Tapper next on the road. His championship hopes rely on a first place here, so it's all or nothing for the Mitsubishi driver. And running 3rd on the road, he's definitely going to have the best conditions. Tapper stops the split time at 5 minutes 23.6. That's 3.6 seconds slower than Mason. And Richard Mason comes to the stage end, 10 minutes 46.9. He's built on that lead.
Richard, we had you 6.5 up on the split, but looks like you've got even more coming into here.
Oh, that's fantastic. We had a bit of a moment in our notes and had to go a little bit without them, so
it's good that we still managed to pull some more time.
So can Mark Tapper close in on Mason? His stage time 10 minutes 57.9. No, he's slower than both.
I was a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit nervous, but I think that was the trickiest stage. It was just you needed to be so precise in there. I'm looking forward to the next couple.
Sam Murray is next. His results this season have matched the top three at times. And Roger, the road conditions should still be pretty good for the Palmerston North driver.
Yeah, the road conditions will be good for Sam. It hasn't broken up or anything like that, so it's obviously a very good place to be fourth on the road.
6 right over small crest. Then 8 right 120.
You can see Sam keeping it smooth, and a big cut across there, going across onto that bridge.
So let's check out the split time, and he's right on the same sort of pace as Chris West. Still down on Mason though.
Long 4 left minus. Tightens don't go wide. Long 4 right plus opens.
So a bit of a spin there for Sam Murray, but not a bad corner to have a spin on. It's quite forgiving, Roger.
Bit of a hesitation in the pace notes there, and it was all over. Basically came in a little bit too hot. Didn't hear the co-driver.
Not too much damage done, but unluckily for him, he had a puncture in the last kilometre. So he crossed the line in fourth this time, 11.069, losing 20 seconds to Mason.
Sam, we had a pretty good time at the split. I think it was 5.4 seconds, but looks like you got a flat tyre.
Yeah, just coming around a left-hander, there must have been a rock or something on the inside. It was, I don't know what it was. It was just made a big bang. So whether a rock or something's come down or been pulled out from the road, it was a pretty hard hit, and it just knocked the tyre off the rim.
Emma Gilmore's next through the stage. She has Chris Cobham sitting beside her for this weekend, her third co-driver for the season. Slightly off the pace in the rally, she was 7th fastest on the stage. Glenn Smith's team has finally traced the problem with the differentials which have plagued them all season.
Long 5 right opens 30, and a long 4 left plus into long 2 right tightens, maybe big cut.
A faulty hydraulic pump in the rear diff, so now the car is handling the way he wants it. He's coming off a win in the Taranaki Tarmac Rally.
Now, Glenn's actually running 6 on the road, which is probably the best place to be. You see the road's a little bit swept there, so that's going to suit Glenn. And also Glenn's starting to drive this car a lot better, keeping it nice and straight and tidy.
His split time puts him on track to beat Sam Murray through the stage. But he was slightly overcautious in the second half, which saw him drop about 8 seconds. The Subaru driver ended up being 5th fastest. Brett Martin was just 1.6 seconds behind Smith in his Evo 8. Martin's one of a group of young drivers who have a chance to finish in the top 3 of the championship, despite running on a relatively modest budget. A slow start for Dean Sumner back in 8th. His day had started badly with flu symptoms, and he was feeling quite nauseous behind the wheel too. So the results at stage 1, it's Richard Mason out in front just by 8.5 seconds from Chris West, followed by Tapper, Murray, Smith, Martin, Gilmore and Sumner. Stick around. It's fine, dry and fast roads in the Bay. Welcome back to the Bayswater Battle of the Bay, special stage 2 at Apeti to the northwest of Wairoa, 21 kilometres. Now, West was already 8 seconds down in second place, and I suppose the big question is, Roger, can the winger Subaru man make up a bit of time in the old STI?
Well, he's really trying through this section here. One of the things he has to be very careful on these roads is there's a big crown on the road with drop-offs on the side, and he must stay in the centre of the road. You get on the outside, and you're in big trouble.
He's certainly trying here, and check this out. A whole flock of sheep. He gave them a good old-fashioned scare, but no damage done, unlike Carlos Sainz in the Rally of New Zealand many years ago. His time through the stage, 14 minutes, 13.1 seconds. Mason wasn't going to relinquish his lead, though. He was 4.6 seconds faster and extended his lead to 13 seconds over West. Gee, it's a familiar story so far in the championship. A frustrating day for Mark Tapper. He has to win here, but despite beating West, he was still 2.7 seconds slower than Mason. Still, it was creating a real interesting seesaw battle for second place. No spins or moments on this stage for Sam Murray, but still 18 seconds down on the leader Mason through the stage. But that put him safely in fourth place, 24 seconds behind Tapper.
You can see on the road here that there's actually a driving line starting to appear. Sam running 4 on the road. Now he's got that line. Now the critical thing here for Sam is to keep the wheels in that track. He gets outside the track and he's going to lose time.
Glenn Smith was 5th fastest through the stage, also 5th overall, down on Murray by 13 seconds. So apart from the Tapper West battle, the top 8 was starting to spread out just nicely. Brett Martin held 6th spot, but dropped back 10 seconds to Smith. Dean Sumner wasn't feeling much better, but managed to pull out a bit of time on Emma Gilmore, closed within 9 seconds of her 7th place, despite feeling sick. But the Dunedin driver wasn't up to her normal form that's taken her as high as 2nd place in the Parker NZ New Zealand Rally Championship. Despite the fine sunny weather, these Wairoa roads were quite soft underneath, and Roger, all the drivers complained about getting no tyre wear.
And as odd as it sounds, what you want to have is you want to have tyre wear. Now, I think what the drivers have gone in, they've gone out with too much of a hard compound tyre. They should really be on a softer tyre, and that would make the tyre wear and it would make it grippy and work a lot better.
Dylan Turner in 9th. Brett Taylor continued his battle for Rookie of the Year with Leanne Barnes, rounding out the top 10. Barnes was slow on stage 1, but made up some time on stage 2 to close within a minute of Taylor and claim 11th place.
30 to a 4 right.
Grant Barber, though, was unable to take advantage of the swept roads. Despite running 7th on the stage, he was lagging back in 13th place and faced a long day in these conditions, even to get back inside the top 10. And as they head towards the service at Wairoa, just look at the battle out in front. The top 3, Mason leading the way, West and Tapper just 0.6 of a second between them in 2nd and 3rd.
Prior to the rally, you said that this is a must-win situation. Have you been driving 10 tenths or you got a bit in reserve?
Oh, actually, I'm quite surprised. I've been a lot tidier than I've been all year, really. It's quite surprising. We've really haven't been anywhere near 10 tenths yet, so if we can keep going like that, I'll be happy. Just, the pace is there, but without being silly. So, if we can do that all rally, I'll be happy. If we have to step it up, hopefully we've got a little bit left in reserve.
I know we can go faster. It's just, I don't want to throw it all away. And, those 2 stages are quite important to get through and make sure we're happy with stuff. So, we'll obviously up the ante in the next lot. It's the only thing is a lot of gravel on the road for these next 2 stages. So it's going to play a big part, especially for the top 4 or 5 cars, I believe.
Alistair, we've noticed after the 2 stages this morning, normally the tyres, there's quite a lot of wear, but there seems to be no wear on these tyres, but nobody's complaining.
No, that's right. I think what's happening is the boys are saying there's quite a lot of loose gravel out there, and what's happening, the tyres are not really getting down to that hard base yet, which will start to wear the tyres, so they're really just sitting up on top of the stones. They're not really starting to wear the tyres much at all.
One thing we've noticed in this service park, and Richard's done it himself, is people are actually grooving the tyres. Will that assist?
It could do. I think what Richard's doing probably is actually taking a bit of width out of the tyre, so the tyre's becoming a little bit narrower and helping it cut through the loose gravel to try and get to the hard base.
Mark Tapper was also worried about tyre choice, as it was so important for him to win. He had to win here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with my time in the first stage. I think tyres that I used, Michelin tyres I used, could have done with a cut in them. Then the second stage, we were a lot closer to Richard. I think it was only 2 seconds, but I think tyres could have done with a cut. Really, the roads were a bit wetter than what I thought they would be. I'm happy that I'm third on the road and not first on the road, because hopefully a bit of it will be swept off. But I'm sure it would be important for me to keep real tidy and keep in the line that the other two have made in front of me.
What a surprise in the Kiwi 2 class when Dave Strong's Honda just refused to start.
So Dave, you're still here?
Still here. Not going anywhere yet.
What's happened? What's the verdict?
Well, it won't run. Basically, I drove in here for service, did a few changes to make it go better, and it doesn't go. It runs at about idle, but it won't move. And we don't know what the problem is.
But still to come, it's fast and oh so furious in the battle on the bay. Tapper's performance in 2005 has been partly due to the effort of Team Ralliart, which owns the car. And at Hawke's Bay, Ralliart New Zealand boss Maury Chandler was there to oversee the performance of the young rising star.
This is Mark's third year with us. We certainly don't provide all of the costs of running it, but we provide the car and provide the backup, and then Mark goes out and gets his own support sponsorship to help him run it. Still a big undertaking.
What do you get out of it with a young guy driving your car?
I really don't quite know. I guess you just do it to help. I like to be part of it, and it gives me another end of the spectrum, and it's all very well being involved in the administrative side and making decisions that perhaps affect World Championship, but working at this level, it means you also haven't lost touch with what's going on with the real end of the sport.
So I guess if someone like Mark wants to go overseas, he's really got to move up and go over himself.
Certainly he does, and it's very hard to provide support from New Zealand to that part of the world, because New Zealand dollar doesn't transfer all that well when you start going to Europe. You can't make yourself a big name over there, and the opportunities really is to compete in the two international events we have in this country, which is Rally New Zealand and Rally Rotorua, and compete favourably with the international competitors that come here, because that's when the teams are here, that's when they're being looked at, and that's their only measure.
Stage 3, 34 kilometres through Waihi. The big question would be here, how did the tyre choice affect the performances on such a long stage?
30, 4 left plus 30, 3 right, long.
The fact the top three had such a big break on the field reflected their experience on these sprint rallies.
5 right.
Unlike the previous 4 rounds of the Parker NZ Championship, there's no second chance on these one-day rallies, and certainly no way the drivers can risk starting slowly. That must have been foremost in Chris West's mind as he tried to peg back Mason on stage 3. But with the weather fine and the dry and fast conditions, he had a real struggle on his hands trying to pick a line through the roads to avoid the heaviest gravel. Despite that moment through the stage, he stays on the road. His time, 20 minutes, 47.3.
4 right tightens and then opens.
But it's the flying Richard Mason. He's still 11 seconds quicker than West. Next up, it's Mark Tapper on the stage. How's his lines going, Roger?
Well, he looked a little bit tidy coming in through that entry into this fairly fast left-hander here. And he goes through there quite nice. Oh, no, he won't win the rally like that. He's oversteering right out on the outside of the road. No, he's got to tidy himself up if he wants to win this event.
And he did, actually, beating West's time through the stage, but still 23 seconds slower than Mason. Glenn Smith also made a move on the stage, just 0.02 of a second slower than West. Remember, he had a slow time on stage 1, so now he had a chance to move up. His target would be Sam Murray, but with 3 stages gone out of 7, time and kilometres were running out.
Left in 30 to 7 right minus and 60 and 7 right minus into 5 left plus into 5 right minus, don't cut.
Bridge 60.
Murray was running 4th on the road, probably had the best conditions like all the drivers. He'd been worried about tyre choice. His time, 5th fastest, 9 seconds slower than Smith, who was now just 6 seconds behind in the race for 5th overall. Special Stage 4, Cricklewood, a real classic rally road, 26 kilometres. In fact, it's the favourite stage of the rally leader, Richard Mason. Now this was really Chris West's last chance to try and take the lead, unless Mason, of course, had a puncture or made a mistake. Remember, punctures, you can lose about 3 minutes with one of those on just one stage. With the previous stage being 34 kilometres, many of the drivers actually chose to carry 2 spares and replace their front tyres between the stages. Coming up to the split time for Chris West, 11:44. Now, let's see what Richard Mason can do on the same stage.
Well, Richard's driving very tidy, nice smooth line through here. Obviously, if you keep the car straight with smooth lines, you are going to be quicker.
Let's check out the split time. 11:41. He is faster by 3.6 seconds. So it's not good news for Chris West.
Chris, I had you at 3.6 seconds down on Richard Mason at the split.
Yeah, I believe it. Now we took a soft tyre and paid the price. It's really struggled in the gravel, but it's as you can see, we had one spare, so we put a new one on the front. But the right-hand side ones are just gone altogether. It's too hard and too aggressive for them. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. I think we would have lost a lot more in the last half as well.
And as Mason arrives, West has the right to be worried too, because Mason is now 9.9 seconds faster again.
Richard, at the split, you were 3.6 up on Westy.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. I really like this piece of road, so we were trying fairly hard in there.
Just talking to Chris, he's just come in. He said he had a bit of a tyre selection problem.
Yeah, it looked like he took a soft tyre, which in places would have been all right in there, but I think they were fairly well worn before he started.
Rally lead looking comfortable.
Well, we'll see what Mr. Tapper does behind us, but we'll see what happens there.
And the gravel slinger, yes, could Mark Tapper hold on to second place?
And if you get offline on these roads out in the loose gravel, you are going to lose a lot of time. But Mark seems to be doing a good job here, keeping it nice and straight.
Here comes the split time. He's slower than West at the split by 2 seconds and still down on Mason by 4.6.
Mark, we had you about 4 seconds down on Richard at the split.
Yeah, I think he's just flying. He's got no answer for it, really. Trying as hard as I can, and full credit to him. He's got the pace here.
Tyres a problem through here?
Yeah, the tyres. I should have run a cut this morning, and I went to a cut tyre for those last 2 stages, and they've sort of worn too much. It's probably wasn't quite the right thing to do, but you never know.
Battle with West now.
Yeah, indeed.
Sam Murray had the dual pressure of trying to stay in touch with the top 3 and having Smith charging at him from 5th place.
Minus 60.
His split time puts him 10 seconds down on Mason, but will it be faster than Smith?
Into 6 left plus 50.
Smith knows that 4th place is now in reach. Having won the Taranaki rally just a week before, he's got plenty of confidence and plenty of speed in the Evo 8.
And 4 left plus 30.
His time through the split, 10.1 seconds slower than Mason, just 0.1 seconds down on Murray. So Murray at the stage end still in 4th place, but 17 seconds slower than Mason.
We went a soft tyre on the back, and it happened the stage before as well. I've been overheating, so I had a couple of lucky saves actually towards the end there with the tyres getting so hot. But depending on what the time is, then yeah, it's good.
No problem. Like you've had punches before, no problem in the last 2.
No, I've been fine the last couple of stages, so just wait and see what happens from here.
2 left 30. And
so can Smith improve on Murray's time?
To 3. Repeat, long 4 right minus, finish, tightens to 3.
Well, he stops the clock at 17 minutes 25.7. That's just a second faster than Murray. Boy, it's close between those two. But overshadowing both of them, Brett Martin right on the pace too, 17 minutes 23.6, 4th fastest on the stage. Dean Sudler recovered from his slow start after being sick, posted the 7th fastest time through the stage, just 5 seconds outside the times of the front group, battling it out for 4th. Dylan Turner put in another strong showing too in the LJ Hooker Evo 6. Remember that like Emma Gilmore, he's running an older Evo 6 Lancer, and these cars are definitely nowhere near the sophistication of the later Evo 7 and 8 Lancers.
Now you can see here on the road the line's actually gone, so it's become very slushy. Now that's no good for Dylan Turner. It was great for Glenn Smith, who was running 6 on the road, but no good for Dylan at number 10.
Emma Gilmore was still 30 seconds in front of Turner, despite being slower on the stage and seemingly struggling in the bay. Also struggling on the roads, Grant Barber. Leanne Barnes got the break she needed when fellow rookie Brent Taylor blew his engine on the stage. Her competition in the rookie class now was Tony Burrows, but the Subaru driver was way off the pace on these unfamiliar roads.
A head gasket, James Holder had a healthy 1 minute 30 second lead in Kiwi 2. And while he had a chance to take the lead in the rookie competition, his focus was on a good finish in the Kiwi class.
Yeah, we kind of like to stay like that. We in the last stage, we sort of getting the tyres quite hot and they're sort of floating around a bit. But we've only got 3 stages to go and we're pretty sure we can keep that gap.
Are you going to calm things down for those last 3 stages?
Yeah, I think we might have to. If you look on the car, just at the back there, we've taken a bit of a knock to a fence and sort of bounced along the fence post for a while. But so I think we just need to calm it down. We've got nothing to lead, and we need to. I was aiming for the rookie championship as well, but I think we'll just forget that and try for the tour drive.
Jason West was actually the fastest Kiwi 2 car in stage 4, which was encouraging. Remember, this car is pretty much run exactly how it came out of the factory, with no engine modifications and very modest horsepower. However, West proved last year that to win the title, you need reliability, and the Suzuki has plenty of that. Reg Cook was still in the race in his old Nissan, while at the end of the field, Reese Musson and his Toyota were having a reliable run. But Shane Booth was struggling to get to grips with his brand new Ignis.
So after 4 stages, Mason out in front now by 34 seconds, but look at the battle for second, just 0.9 of a second between West in second and Tapper in third. Smith and Murray still having a great battle for 4th place as well.
Since the last service park, you've doubled your lead. What do you think it is?
It's hard to explain, really. I just feel quite comfortable. I like it here. It's a good rally. I don't know. It's a combination of just all of those things, I suppose. And, when you're comfortable in the car, you're driving well. So that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
Chris, halfway through the day, Rich has got a 34-second lead now.
Yeah, it's a bit demoralising, but I'm really, really happy with the car. Like the Subaru Rally team, NZ Winger Impreza is. It's 100%. It's just we've made a lot of changes, and it's something that we've got to adapt to. But overall, I'm relatively happy.
Coming up, it's hold on to the wheel as the roads get loose. The next stage, MOHAKA Coach Road, is relatively short, 17 kilometres, which starts uphill before flattening out through some fast straights and then finishing with a flourish of wonderful, twisty roller coaster type roads. Just look at Chris West here, the concentration visible on his face. He tries to keep the momentum up in the Group N car, trying to keep that, trying to keep it off the walls too.
3 left.
Close there. His time, 12 minutes, 26.3. That's 26 seconds faster than Todd Borden's record time last year in a Group A car.
Chris, how'd the stage go for you?
Yeah, pretty much the same as the other ones. There's a lot of shingle on the road, and we gave it our best stop. We used all the road and tried, but I just don't think it's enough.
But Mason takes even more time off through the stage. 12 minutes, 20.8, so just seems to be no stopping the Masterton driver. Next through, Mark Tapper. Remember, it was neck and neck with him and West going into the stage. By the end, he was 2 seconds quicker, back up to second.
Mark, you did a 12.24. You're 2 seconds quicker than Westy.
Yeah, I guess it puts us in front of him by a second and a bit, so just go to the forest now and try and do the same.
Be all on there.
Indeed it will.
And 4 right minus.
Glenn Smith was actually second fastest through the stage, just under a second slower than Mason, so that's a really good sign for him. Just a shame he hadn't found that pace a bit sooner, otherwise he would have been challenging Western Tapper higher up. Right behind him, Sam Murray under real pressure now from Smith. Looks set to lose his place by the end of the rally unless he responds. By the end of the stage, 1.3 seconds in front of Smith, and he's back into 4th place. Brett Martin was having another good run, 3rd fastest, but the difference in the time wasn't enough to make any real inroads on Smith or Murray. Dean Sumner dropped back slightly here to 8th fastest through the stage, but he still held 7th overall in front of Gilmore. Gilmore, in fact, lost 20 seconds to Sumner on the stage, so no real threat to him, but her 8th place was coming under real pressure now from a flying Dylan Turner. Turner was just 9 seconds slower than Mason on this stage, but he was one of 6 drivers to be within 10 seconds of the winning stage time. So how good's that? So suddenly he was within 5 seconds of Gilmore's 8th place. Plenty of pressure now, so who would respond? Grant Barber had picked up the pace over the last 2 stages to take 10th spot off Leanne Barnes, who'd picked up a time penalty 14 minutes late out of the service.
See the 4 left. George, leave right over small crease onto a bridge. Leave right over small crease.
And now she had to keep ahead of James Holder to stay in the lead of the rookie title.
And Holder was just under 10 seconds behind Barnes by the end of stage 5 and had a 1 minute 20 second lead over Jason West. But with more finishes this year, West could afford to finish second and still be in contention for the Kiwi 2 title. Reg Cook was in 3rd position in the class, but had Reece Musson just 8 seconds back. So it would be a battle to the end to get a podium finish for these two.
So 2 stages to go, and Mason looks to have the rally sewn up, but it could go anyway in the battle for second. Tapper currently having the edge there. Sam Murray too would have to keep ahead of Glenn Smith in the battle for 4th. Stage 6 through the Mohaka forest was dry and dusty, a complete contrast to last year's mud bath. Much of the road was clear-felled forest.
Remember this one?
So once again, Chris West was first through the gravel.
7 left. And 6
But it wasn't nearly as bad through here, and the setting sun meant that any dust thrown up was making visibility difficult for those following West. Oh, lucky there, Roger.
Chris is actually on the limit here. He's driving really hard, using all the road, coming in real hot. But then let's look at Richard Mason. Richard Mason, who's leading the rally now, he's a lot smoother. He's coming in real smooth and tidy. But let's see at the end of the stage, which was the faster style.
Well, for the first time in the rally, Richard Mason did not win the stage. In fact, he lost a massive 19.4 seconds. The lead now back down to 20. Back on board with Sam Murray. The battle for 3rd changed dramatically. That's Mark Tapper's car on the roof, the same corner that nearly caught out Chris West. Unfortunately, he wasn't so lucky. Mark Tapper out of the rally.
4 right 30.
So it's Sam Murray, second fastest, 15 minutes, 0.01 seconds, now up to 3rd. He's got a lot to drive for.
Narrow 4 left. It'll be 30 and narrow 4 left into 4 Zeka. 4 right minus 120.
On board with Glenn Smith.
4 right minus 120. Let's put it on the podium, mate. 4 left plus.
Good advice too from his co-driver Colin Smith, because they know now they've got a great chance of finishing 4th in the rally.
Glenn would have seen that Mark's car on the roof, so he's now got to start to concentrate. He was lacking a little bit there through that corner, but he's really got to concentrate to get that car on the podium.
Next through, Brett Martin from Tie Happy.
Brett Martin's a nice, smooth, tidy driver, very similar to Richard Mason. Maybe Richard's given him a few tips.
Rotorua's Dean Sumner.
Dean Sumner's really improved this year. He used to turn the car in very early, but he's now got out of that practice, and the times are starting to show.
From down south in Dunedin, the fastest female, Emma Gilmore.
And of course, Emma's had a new co-driver in this rally. She's taken a while to get used to the pace notes being called, but she's really starting to go well. She does a very good time through this special stage.
right behind her, also enjoying the battle, Dylan Turner.
Well, Dylan and Sandy are a new combination as well this season, and Dylan's a great guy. He really enjoys his rallying. He's smiling all the time. He has a great time. In fact, through this stage, he's ended up 8th overall, and he's 13 seconds behind Emma.
So the results after special stage 6, it's still Richard Mason out in front, followed by Chris West, Sam Murray. It's the 3 Subarus out in front, then a whole stack of Mitzies led by Glenn Smith. Coming up after the break, from the dry and dusty stuff to the mudslingers on the riverbank. Running alongside the Naruroro River, which divides Hastings and Napier, the Hawke's Bay today Triple Bridges stage. Really popular with drivers and spectators. 9.8 Ks, a mixture of long straights and big jumps.
5 finishes in the Kiwi 2 class, with Reg Cook coming home in 3rd in the dusk to take his first podium in the class for 2005. Jason West was outgunned in his baby Suzuki, but second here puts him in with a great chance to defend his title at Nelson. But it was young driver James Holder who won the Kiwi 2 class by 1 minute 48 seconds. It had been a mature drive from the rookie, who also heads to Nelson with a good chance at winning both the rookie and the Kiwi 2 class. And now this has really opened it up for Nelson.
Yeah, it's game on at Nelson. We're gonna try our best to get some new tyres again. Fingers crossed. And we won't be holding back in Nelson. There's nothing to lose, so we'll just be giving everything. And I think it'll be a really exciting battle. Jason West, Dave Strong, and me. And we'll see how it goes.
But the leading rookie in the class here, finishing 10th overall, Leanne Barnes. Barbara eventually got up to finish 9th in the Cat Rentals Mitsubishi.
150 water to a 4 right into a 5 left. 60 to a Kia 4 left minus jump, and then a 4 right open.
Dylan Turner on the LJ Hooker Mitsubishi was getting to see plenty of real estate. He actually closed within 13 seconds of Emma Gilmore on the stage, but had to settle for 8th overall. Gilmore actually put on a charge through here, finishing with the 5th fastest time, securing 7th. Dean Sumner recovered from his early morning sickness for a top 6 finish, but he was still disappointed to miss out on the top 5. Brett Martin did finish 5th, however. In fact, he's finished in the top 5 on 6 occasions now, showing real potential if he can put together a real good deal for 2006. Fourth place for Glenn Smith, just 24 seconds away from 3rd. So that time really came from nowhere. Slow start to the rally over the first 2 stages, but the car is now obviously a lot better to drive after the hard work the team have done.
Much improved the car. We found a lot more speed, and I'm really looking forward to the fast roads down at Nelson.
Sam Murray benefited from Mark Tabber's demise to take another podium finish, 3rd place, but the Fram Filters crew had some lucky moments throughout the day.
30, keep left and jump, 4 right, into 3 left, don't go wide, 4 right open, 60, 60, big jump 300.
3rd place for the flying driver from Palmerston North here in Hawke's Bay would give him a chance to push for 3rd overall in Nelson as they wrap up the Parker NZ New Zealand Rally Championship. So to the battle for the rally now. Chris West had closed it within 20 seconds of Mason on stage 6.
4 left minus, jump into 4 right, opens 200.
Westie split time 2:29. So here comes Richard Mason now. And he's 5 seconds down on West this time again. Back with Chris West. He's trying really hard. Nothing to lose here. He's got to go for the doctor and down to the finish, hitting speeds of close to 200 Ks.
Big jump 250. 5 right cut.
So now it's Richard Mason coming through the second part of the 10K stage. Don't forget, he leads by 20 seconds. So West really has to push hard and try and make up 2 seconds a K.
Right 30.
His time, 5:45.5.
Chris, we had you at a 5 second up on Mason at the split.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 stages too late. It's been a great day. Richard's driven fantastic. He's, you know, we've learned a lot with tyres, and we're really happy with the car. It's 100%. It's it's just taken a little bit more time. We knew that, but hey, we're happy, and second place is the best we can do today.
Mason's time, 5 minutes 54, slower than West, but he wins the rally by 11.8 seconds.
Richard, Westy got you there by 9 seconds, but you won the rally.
Just absolutely over the moon, you know, that anything can happen in that short little stage, and it's a bit of a worry, wondering what's going to happen. Westy's put in a big try there. We could see his marks, and he was giving it a good go. But no, it's all good.
So the overall result of the Hawke's Bay Rally for 2005, it's Richard Mason out in front. He wins it 11 seconds behind. Chris West is second. Sam Murray wraps up the top 3. Then it's Glenn Smith, Brett Martin, Dean Sumner, Emma Gilmore and Dylan Turner, your top 8. Further down the top 20, Leanne Barnes there, the leading rookie. James Holler, the first in the Kiwi K2 class, followed by the defending champion, Jason West. So the champagne flowed and the Daniel LeBrun prize giving, and after roaming around the Bayswater Rally at Hawke's Bay, it was a Subaru trifecta, a 1-2-3, which gave them the manufacturer's trophy for 2005 on 427 points ahead of Mitsubishi's 304. So after taking the manufacturer's title, which driver will it be? Richard Mason or Chris West will take out the Drivers' Championship. And 5 drivers separated by 7 points in the battle for third. And a great finish too coming up in the Kiwi 2 class, led by the defending champ Jason West. A look at that, closely followed by James Holder and the favourite Dave Strong.
So I guess now it's down to you and Chris, and basically a must win down there.
Yeah, sure. You know, like Chris will be flying down there, and we'll be doing our absolute best to be doing the same thing. So it's going to be a good fight down in Nelson, that's for sure.
Booyah! So an exciting end to the Battle of the Bay, and the result here means the championship will now be decided in the very last round in Nelson, setting up the perfect finish to the Parker NZ New Zealand Rally Championship. On behalf of the team at 3 Sport and the taping crew, I'm Clint Brown. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the rally.